Sierra Madre has two projects that we own, and we're acquiring a third project. We have drill rigs turning at both those projects. Quite happy with the results thus far. And Guitarra, that we hope to close that deal probably realistically beginning of September.
Well, hello there, my friends. Chris Marcus here with you for Arcadia Economics. And today I am quite honored to be joined by Greg Liller of Sierra Madre Gold and Silver, one of the companies that is out there finding gold and silver in currently a challenging price environment. Although, Greg, I know you've been moving things forward with your projects, and I was hoping you could give the investors an update with the drill results, the La Guitarra deal, and anything else that they should be aware of at this point.
Sure. Let me turn my screen on. Basically, Sierra Madre has two projects that we own, and we're acquiring a third project. The Tepic and La Tigra projects are located in Nayarit. We have drill rigs turning at both those projects. Quite happy with the results thus far. I don't think we've drilled a dud yet, which is pretty good. And Guitarra, that we hope to close that deal probably realistically beginning of September. It's quite a complex undertaking. We have to do a new tech report, which is well underway. The full audits of the subsidiaries and everything involved in that. But Guitarra, I think we talked about before, it has a existing mill that's been well taken care of. It's ready basically to be turned on with a little bit of patchwork. First Majestic's done a great job on their care and maintenance. And it's got three underground mines, Guitarra, Colosso, and Nazareno, that were in production at the time it was shut down. Again, they've been well maintained, and a lot of the active stopes that were shut down are essentially, you put those back into production real quickly and easily. So it's project's moving right along. Is a good shot of the existing mill. So it's Tepic. We've had our drilling focused in this central area. Thus far, I think, including our RCs drilling, we're up to about 39 holes now. We've also put a couple in here at Taunas. Those looked really good. So I'm quite happy with that. And we've had two holes, both came back with economically significant mineralization at our Astasi target. So I've been quite pleased with the results of everything there. Let's quickly go through. At La Tigra, we've been drilling primarily down in the southern portion of the project. We've released the results from the first three holes. Hole 3, I was quite surprised at the thickness that we encountered, that 32 meters. I'd kind of eyeballed it and figured it was about 20 meters thick, the main El Tigre structure. So I was quite pleased with this 32 meters. We've done a lot of underground sampling. We've opened up the historic El Tigre mine and a couple others. We had some nice high-grade results as expected. I mean, this was a very high-grade past producer. So yeah, that's not a typo. That's 239 grams gold. It was over 0.7 meters. But it's been returning a good underground sampling, and we're starting to see the development of a couple of different structural sets that always bode well. We've started in about 400 meters to the northwest of this on another old working, I believe it's called Corey. And it supposedly hooks up with the 300 level of the El Tigre mine. The 300 level was developed but had very little production taken out of it. So we'll see when we get over there. But no, I'm very pleased with the results. Like I said, I don't think up to this point, all the holes we've released, we haven't had one dead. So Alex doesn't have to fire me.
Yeah.
I've always said I'll fire myself if I drop below 80%. So.
Yeah, and Greg, could you actually talk about that top hole that you have there? I know it's a shallow width, but the 239 grams per ton gold. Could you comment on that for folks?
Yeah, that's an underground channel sample in the old workings. I believe it's the one that's up here at the top. Like I said, this was a high grade past producer. So I fully expected to see some really good high grade assays coming out of it. We'll be incorporating all this channel data into a resource estimation along with our drill holes. We're very meticulous about our channel sampling, and we photo documented. So that should really help the third-party consultants have confidence in our sampling and our collection. But yeah.
And are you still estimating about 2 years to production for the projects?
That was our goal. We'd always said when we started this that we wanted to have 50 to 100 million ounces of silver equivalent in the ground and wanted production in 3 years. I think when we complete the Guitarra deal, that will pretty much assure that production goal. Like I said, that mill's ready to start up. There's also a nice resource there in the old tailings that grades about a .5 gram gold and over an ounce of silver per ton. That's rock that's already been crushed and ground. We'll actively be seeking a cyanide leaching permit from day one, but everything's in place for that. Recently, First Majestic had permitted a double-lined dry stack tailings facility, which is exactly what you want for cyanide leaching. So we've got all the other permits, and our permitting consultants tell us that because of that, it should be a pretty straightforward process. That'd take about 8 months, they figure. A lot of the design work's already been done. We have to do a bit more on the plant itself. But no, the tailings, you can see that production real quick once we get that cyanide permit. Like I said, it's just a matter of scooping up the already ground up sand and dumping it on the conveyor belt in front of the ball mill, loosening it up a bit with the ball mill, and then leaching it. So the cost will be very low on something like that. I mean, a couple bucks to move it as opposed to mining and crushing it. So, yes, that's our goal. We're still sticking to it.
Okay, and just in terms of any key hurdles coming up in the timeline, is the next step basically just closing the deal with La Guitarra and then taking it from there? Anything else on the calendar that people should be aware of?
Depending on the drilling results at both La Tigra and Tepic, we're shooting to get a new resource number out, especially at Tepic. But like I said, our drilling's been going quite well, and we haven't cut anything out, haven't blocked out the edges yet. And I like to do that first before I do a resource estimation. Otherwise, you're just back to doing another resource estimation. 6 months, and they're not cheap things to do, and they're very time consuming. So yeah, it might be the end of the year, first half of next year. La Tigra will be followed shortly thereafter. And we're going to hit the ground running at Guitarra. There's over 14,000 or 1,400 drill holes there, like 230 some odd, 230,000 meters, more than that, worth of drilling. So we're going to immediately undertake a new resource estimation there. I'm shooting to try to get that out 4 months after closing. It's a big undertaking, but we've got the people in place to do it. So we'll get, basically, we'll be having 3 resource reports coming out on the 3 projects. The Guitarra one then we'll use to do some reserve estimation. In fact, we'll probably try to do a reserve estimation combination with the resource estimation, and then launch into a, I'm not sure what to call it, because the mill's already been built. Everything's already been built at Guitarra. So you don't really need to do a full-blown feasibility study. Got a good history of what the operating costs are for crushing and grinding, and that circuit's in good shape. So really it's just a matter of more like a PEA, but we'll do the plant edition. We'll have to engineer to building type drawings as part of the permitting process. So yeah, we'll get a economic evaluation of that out shortly after the resource report. And we're also still looking to acquire other projects in Nayarit. Our goal there had always been to have 3 or 4 different projects feeding a central mill. So we're also looking at some opportunities for purchasing existing processing plants in the area. So a lot of balls in the air.
It sounds like it, and appreciate that you're just moving things forward, taking it one step at a time in the current environment, and also providing us and the investors with an update of what's going on. Folks do have questions. You can find out more at SierraMadreGoldandSilver.com. You can go to the contact tab and get your questions to Greg or Alex Langer. And with that said, Greg, I appreciate you joining me as always, and we'll look forward to catching up with you again soon.
Okay, thanks, Chris.